Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today we're going to learn about 7 subtle habits that make you mentally strong. Now let's begin. Number 1, chase imperfection. Are you a perfectionist? The world is full of people chasing perfection. Some people can't rest until they've solved every tiny, insignificant problem. Other people run away from great opportunities because they're afraid they won't fly as high as they expect. We all want to find perfection, a perfect career, a perfect relationship, but no matter how hard we look, perfection is and will always be a myth. So if you want to find mental strength, stop chasing perfection. Give up on finding a job or a partner that checks every single one of your boxes. Now, I'm not telling you to settle for less than you deserve, but searching for someone or something that has 0 flaws, well, it's a waste of your time and energy. Instead of chasing perfection, focus on growth. Don't search for a job that's perfect, search for a job that makes you a better person. You may not like every second of it. Some days you may wish you were doing something else, but hey, that's okay, because there will always be more opportunities. You can always add or subtract things from your life to satisfy different passions and goals. Nothing will be perfect, no one will be flawless, but as long as you're growing, your life is moving in the right direction. Number 2, build character. How do you define yourself? Many people define themselves by their hobbies or professions. We try to condense our identities into small, concrete shapes. We're scientists, we're artists, we're accountants, we're athletes or comedians or dancers. But no one word encapsulates who you are. You have passions, habits, and interests stemming from thousands of memories and experiences. In other words, you're infinitely more complicated than any one word or phrase. So instead of limiting your sense of self, get to know the ins and outs of your complicated personality. Try new things and pay close attention to the way you feel. Be open but decisive, and don't be afraid to contradict yourself, because whether we like it or not, our identities rarely make sense. Mentally strong people aren't afraid to expand their sense of self. They're always open to new perspectives and ideas, but they also have a clear sense of what they like and what they believe. They have confidence in their opinions and their tastes while exposing themselves to unique experiences. So if you want to become mentally strong, then embrace the complexity of your identity. Let your sense of self stretch far and wide, because no one is only one thing. No one is a character or a stereotype. You have as much insight and depth as anyone in the world, but you have to look for it. Number 3, open your ears. Do you talk more than you listen? Mentally strong people are interested and invested in the opinions of others. They're receptive to contrasting perspectives because they don't need to reinforce their own ideas. In other words, mentally strong people don't ramble about the same narrow-minded concepts. They don't give people advice that they didn't ask for, and they don't force their opinions on others, and they don't tell anyone that they're wrong. When you interact with other people, you don't need to prove yourself right. You don't need to educate the people you meet. Instead, mentally strong people listen to what other people have to offer. They open their minds and their ears to perspectives that differ from their own, creating a more dynamic understanding of how the world works. So, if you talk more than you listen, it's time to change your habits. Practice actively listening to people you meet. Ask good questions, embrace their points of view, and try to understand why they believe what they believe. Once you start listening, and I mean really listening, you might discover something strange. Your opinions begin changing, and your sense of self gets that much stronger. Number 4, seek challenges. Are you motivated to achieve goals, solve problems, and discover passions, or do you avoid challenging experiences? Mentally strong people are always searching for new challenges. They're drawn to experiences that foster growth and self-improvement. In other words, they aren't interested in resting on their laurels. When something becomes easy or comfortable, they search for new ways to learn and expand. But this is a rare quality. Most people hide behind easy and comfortable parts of their lives. Maybe you have an easy job that pays a stable salary. Maybe you have enough friends to occupy your social life and enough freedom to engage with your hobbies. You're stable and comfortable, so you stop pushing. You stop searching for challenges, and you become afraid of change, afraid your comfortable life is going to fade away. And when that happens, you stop taking risks. For example, if you change careers, there's no guarantee that you'll find the same stability that you have now. But there is a chance you find something more meaningful like success or satisfaction. So, how do you encourage yourself to take risks and to seek new challenges? Every week, break out of your comfort zone at least once. Do something you've never done before, go somewhere you've never been, or talk to someone you don't know. Every time you leave your comfort zone, you're empowering your ability to change. You're proving to yourself that the world outside your bubble is not a threat to your happiness. To build mental strength, don't be afraid of change. Don't cling to a job, a friendship, or even a restaurant just because it's familiar. Mentally strong people build their strength by accepting new challenges. They welcome change into their lives because every change is a new opportunity to grow. Number 5. Courageous decisions. Do you have control over your life? You may take a passive role in your life. You may surrender responsibility for your choices. Whatever the reasons, you feel powerless and out of control. If you want to be mentally strong, you need to be in control of your life. Now that means empowering personal decisions, building self-esteem, and finding the courage to take risks. But these are big hurdles which take years of practice. So what small, subtle habits can nudge you in the right direction? Every time you make a choice, remind yourself of one thing. You made this choice all on your own. Whether it's a good choice or a bad one, always take the credit for your life. Don't blame outside circumstances. Don't ascribe your success or your failures to the actions of others. Take responsibility for each change, each mistake, and each opportunity for growth. This simple habit fosters a stronger sense of identity. Even if you do something wrong, taking responsibility strengthens your relationship with yourself. You'll get a better understanding of your weaknesses while cultivating a greater sense of control in your life. Ultimately, you have the power to make any decision you want. You can accept opportunities and embark into the unknown. You have the power to change your life and pursue your dreams. But you'll never develop that power unless you take responsibility for your thoughts and your actions. If you can do that, you're already mentally stronger than most. Number 6. Honest vulnerability. Do you pay attention to your wants, needs, and feelings? Self-care is a critical aspect of mental strength. People with a strong sense of who they are pay close attention to the way they feel, both physically and emotionally. So if you want to build mental strength, self-care should be a daily priority. Create an easy and accessible habit that allows you to check in with yourself. Every day, ask yourself deep personal questions and talk through difficult problems. You can write in a journal or quietly get lost in your thoughts. Whatever medium you choose, there's one essential thing to keep in mind. No matter what you're writing or thinking, you must be honest with yourself. Honesty lies at the core of self-care. If you're unwilling or unable to admit the truth to yourself, you won't be able to improve or find the happiness that you're looking for. Lying to yourself creates shame and guilt, both of which drive you toward unhealthy habits. To find mental strength, be honest as often as you can. Don't hide your insecurities, don't be ashamed of your weaknesses, because your weaknesses are a part of who you are. The more you hide your flaws, the harder it becomes to feel comfortable in your own skin. So expose your weaknesses, be honest, and above all, take care of yourself. Number 7. Professional humility. How do you handle feedback? Let's say you're working on a project. What motivates you to create the best possible product? Are you chasing long-term goals like excellence or prestige? Or are you looking for short-term rewards like compliments or praise? Unfortunately, many people are searching for the latter. They want someone to admire or praise their work, so what happens when someone gives them constructive criticism? 9 times out of 10, they get defensive. They try to justify their mistakes, they lash out at others, and they ignore any mistakes they may have made. People react this way when they're not receptive to feedback. They aren't interested in bettering themselves, so they get defensive when others criticize their work. If you want to build mental strength, then you need to be receptive to alternate perspectives. You have to have enough confidence in yourself and your work to hear people's honest opinions. Otherwise, you'll miss hundreds of opportunities to improve as a worker and a person. So if you'd rather be praised, then you may not be ready to build mental strength. But if you can set aside your ego and listen to what others have to say, then you can become a stronger person. All it takes is a little humility. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.